Hello, folks. This is Military Historian 67, and I present to you today a desktop review of the Taurus Model 1982 Service Revolver cartridge in the 38 Special. Let's check the weapon. I did safety check the weapon before the video, but let's do a safety check together. Makes people feel more comfortable. We'll do a safety check. Much like the release button's much like a Smith & Wesson. It's just a little tab you push forward with your thumb, whereas the Colt you're actually pulling back, which I think is the correct way, but that's up for debate. So this is a pretty heavy weapon. Probably weighs about 2 pounds. I mean, unloaded here, it feels like it's 2 pounds, so it may be 2 1/4. Holds 6 rounds. It looks like there's like maybe a Taurus proprietary grip on here. The thing about Taurus is they were acquired by Smith & Wesson, I think, in 1970. They acquired 51% of the shares of Taurus, and both companies exchanged ideas of manufacture and quality control. But if you look at the Taurus weapon, there was obviously some licenses exchanged because it's basically a Smith & Wesson clone. I think Taurus did some things to improve the action of the weapon. This is a recent Taurus model. I purchased this model probably about 6 months ago. Really incredibly well-made weapon. The finish is matte black, so it's like a combat pistol. You're not going to get any glare, from the sun or anything like that. So in combat, you don't want a flashy gun. You want something matte, dark. It's not going to reflect the light. And this is the perfect weapon. I mean, I'm an old school guy. I like revolvers. A little word to people beginning to use firearms. You might want to start with a revolver. Pretty freaking simple. It's got a cylinder here in the weapon. Excuse me, dry here. This time in South Texas, we're experiencing 100-degree days, I believe, already. And yeah. So back to the Taurus, it's a 6-shot revolver, just like a Smith & Wesson, probably close to maybe a Smith & Wesson Model 10, maybe a little bigger frame. It's a very hefty gun. But I wanted to show you guys something. Now, I've been going, gun stores and hanging out with people and talking to them, and people have always said, "Hey, Taurus makes junk." They don't make junk. Some of their semis, their G2s and stuff, yeah. Junk, pretty much. I mean, look, if you're paying $225 for a weapon, what do you expect it to be? An H&K? Really? But folks, seriously, there was a new CEO, new hotshot CEO. I believe he's Dutch or something. New hotshot CEO comes over to Brazil, revamps the whole place. I mean, the guy literally cleaned house with all the managers. They had trouble with quality control. They just got rid of everybody. And they just cleaned house. They kept the workers, but they cleaned all the management out. Taurus was losing money. This guy literally, this Dutch guy, Lars something, literally brought back Taurus. I mean, I got a letter from the guy. I'm on their newsletter list. I get a letter from the CEO of Taurus, and he's telling me he's doing everything in his power to try to make the company better. I mean, it's already a good company. I wish some of these other companies had that kind of spirit. I've always liked Taurus. I've always been like the underdog. And every weapon I've ever had from Taurus has been good. Accurate, reliable. I haven't had many of the semis, but a lot of the revolvers I've had, and they have been extremely reliable. I just wanted to show you the precision in this gun. Now, I have a Colt Cobra Classic that I paid probably 3 times what I paid for this weapon. And I have a Smith & Wesson Model 10 Classic, which just came out, because they're trying to compete with Colt, so they came out with a classic model. It's that heavy bluing that you'd see probably in the 70s or so, 60s and 70s, 50s as well, 40s maybe. But like you can see this one, it's a matte finish. But anyway, I just wanted to show you. You can see the cylinders here. And watch that. I mean, you just spin the. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. I mean, for what I paid for this weapon, under $400. Weapons unloaded. Now, I wanted to point out a little pet peeve of mine. You see people with revolvers. They try to look kind of cool and want to show off to folks, and they think they're cool, and they do that little flick of the wrist Hollywood move. What that does, folks? It bends the crane here, and it's going to get you killed. So you want to baby a revolver. I mean, they're a very robust weapon, but they're fragile in a lot of ways. So what I recommend doing anytime you get your bullet, you're putting your bullets in your revolver. What you want to do is you take your thumb onto the crane, close it with your thumb, and then what you want to do is you want to index it. What I mean by indexing is you take the cylinder and it click, there it index. You see that? I mean, it saves you a little trigger travel and maybe a misfire. Just index it, and then you put it in your holster and you're ready to go. It's a great weapon, folks. I got this, I think, at Bud's Gun Shop. Like I said, it's got the, Taurus proprietary grips on it. They feel really good in the hand. The single action pull is like nil. I mean, it's just like bang. It's just a really solid feeling weapon. And the double action is good as well. Double action is not bad. I mean, it's not Colt glass, but I didn't pay triple what I paid for this. So the trigger's adequate. It's a very good trigger. I'd say it's better than adequate. It's not a Colt. It's probably equal to this Model 10 Classic that I got. It's nice and smooth. Let's go bang all day long. Bang, 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 bang. This is Military Historian 67 giving you a review on the Taurus Model 1982 service revolver, 6-shot, 38 special, made in Brazil. You guys have a wonderful day and stay safe.